Hello, everyone. Smastian here, and welcome back to another episode of what is turning gonna probably be a very long Road to Atlas series. Um, as we left off in the previous episode, we had a bunch of repair tasks set to complete, and lo and behold, they have, as well as another repair and refit harness for the mech bay. And so, just to keep the engineers occupied, I've slated the Argo structural repairs to be uh, enacted for 90,000 C-bills. We don't have enough money to get anything more valuable in terms of Argo upgrades, but this will put us on track to getting their stuff unlocked, such as a second habitation pod, um, potentially a second mech bay, or a third mech bay. It's going to be necessary for the third mech bay, and various other things like that. Now that our mechs are ready to go, we're going to take a quick look at the Javelin, actually, because while I was editing the previous video, I noticed that I in fact lost a small jump jet. So, we're going to have to address that. And unfortunately, we don't have any proper small jump jets, only these improved variants. So, I'm going to purchase an additional one of these.
New equipment available.
Another quick thing I'll do is I'll check the store to see what kind of stuff there is in the store within the system, and as it so happens, it hasn't changed. And I think that may be because of a desync with the persistent online client. But no matter. A lot of this stuff is out of reach for us anyway, so whatever. Let's get back. There we go. It takes a while. Had I installed this game on my solid state, it would no doubt run a lot faster, but my solid state doesn't have all that much room. I bought it, what is it now, 3 years ago? Back when they were expensive. Nowadays, they're pretty cheap, so go out and get one if you feel so inclined. And so, for just an extra day and 700 C-bills worth of repairs,
I'll let you know when that's done.
we're gonna wait around. Oh, whoops. We have to manage the task so that it properly finishes before the Hunchback. And now, let's throw ourselves into combat again. You may have noticed, by the way, Glitch is out of commission for the next few days, and that's because we gave our folk a bit of shore leave because an event popped up that allowed us to do so. And, well, she got stranded planetside, and she's, well, trying to make her way back to us. Very slowly, I imagine. But no matter. We'll throw her in the brig once she gets back. So let's take a look at what we have available in terms of contracts here. The final contract available here is a Clean Out the Mercs mission, which should be one lance versus our own lance. They should not be getting any reinforcements. And the salvage isn't as good as the past few missions have been, but we'll go with it anyway. And once we finish this mission, I will take a quick look into the mech bay and sell off any unnecessary scrap, potentially. With that, let's get our lineup set up. Same folk and mechs as last time. Nothing has changed. We haven't gotten anything new, so it's just going to be the way it is for now. And let's go. Okay, loading screen's done. Let's drop in.
Command interface initiated.
Interesting. It's actually showing me the silhouettes of the enemies. And from the looks of it, we have 3 vehicles and 1 medium mech? Am I seeing that correctly? Guess we're about to find out.
Ready to chuck 'em, mate.
If I had to guess, that looks like a griffin to me. But no matter.
Receiving you.
Let's sprint over to the left flank on this map template. We don't want to be below their guns.
Roger that.
And once we get this all set up here, we shall proceed to charge into them.
Aye, aye.
Okay,
Yeah?
now, I think we'll charge into the tree line here.
Roger that. Full speed.
To let the enemy make some moves. We'll charge into the tree line here with the Wasp. We'll have to get him closer, I suspect, but for now, this tree line shall do.
Full throttle.
Ready for orders.
And Fang, our close combat expert, well, we're going to throw him in as close as possible. We'll reserve our action for the time being, let the enemies move forward. Okay,
Right here.
so that's the way it looks for now. We'll move into this tree line here, because apparently this is still a wooded tile. So we'll take its defensive bonus, and light up this charioteer with 2 medium rifles and a Thunderbolt Missile 15. Ooh, we're gonna have to take that down mighty quick.
Fire at all weapons.
It is rather well armored, however. So,
What do you need?
this is going to be a bit of a nuisance. But no matter. Move the Wasp up for the time being. We feel somewhat confident. Okay, this one activates in the 3rd phase, so we don't have to worry.
Here it comes.
Alright. Not a whole lot of damage there. We'll do a standard move into the trees here. And we probably should have sprinted forward, but oh well. Target acquired.
Bye.
Now. Do we feel cheeky with Fang? You know what, I'm gonna say we do. Fang's a cheeky sort of boy.
Position confirmed.
He'll move right out in front of it.
Locking in all weapon systems.
And he gets some remarkable hits in. Every one of his weapons actually managed to get a hit in. Very good.
Got it.
Fairly acceptable this time around as well. Not as good as that first salvo, but, you know, we'll take it. And a fire truck. Of course, there's always a fire truck. But this gives us all the incentive we need in order to get Medusa out of the way of that chariot now. You know, after he gets some more hits in. Very good.
Move into position. What's up,
Now
Command?
Blorks. Actually, we don't have to worry right now about who fires first or whatnot. So I think we'll I'll take the shot on the chariot here or the chariot first. Hopefully.
Engaging
Yep,
target.
there it goes. We do manage to take it down.
Enemy unit destroyed.
And we'll fall back into roughly this location. And now, that
Ready
gives
for orders.
Blorks every opportunity to unload some more punishment into a fire truck. And somehow we managed to strip away his right side armor, despite the fact that his right side armor is the farthest away from us. But vehicle armor models are somewhat weird in this game.
On my way.
Let the enemy continue moving forward into us.
No problem.
We'll reserve. Fire truck misses a bunch on the Medusa, but he does get some damage in, which we'd like to avoid from now on. But okay. With one small laser less, we can actually put in some more fire into this guy. Very nice. And continue backing away. And we're going to back you into the water
Moving out.
so that you cool down a lot faster. Okay. It's a Phoenix Hawk.
Damage minimal.
Is the Phoenix Hawk, okay, please. Okay, Phoenix Hawk actually has its own unique armor model. Some enterprising modder out there deserves some props for this one. No matter. We'll be glad to have some of its parts for later use.
Commander.
Now, we are still continuing to deal with a fire truck,
All weapons are go.
and we do manage to take it out.
Reporting. Vehicle destroyed.
The rekit of the Venom was a very good decision indeed, and we are very happy with it.
Position confirmed.
I'm going to move Blorks into this tree line specifically so that we distract from the Wasp as much as possible. And we can now start unleashing some fire upon this Phoenix Hawk.
All weapons committed.
And some good hits yet again. Let's quickly check what kind of weapons it has. Just 2 medium lasers and a large laser. Yeah, we feel confident again posting up in this tree line. And Fang,
Standing by.
do you actually have a reasonable line of fire? No, not really, but I guess we'll have to deal. And by I guess we'll have to deal, I mean... We're going to move you around behind, vigilance you up, and get some good flanking and rear shots in, will you?
Confirmed. Firing.
Very good. A lot of leg damage, which we hope to follow up on right now.
Aye, aye.
And with that, we can run the heck away again.
Yes, Commander.
Blorks, you do have a line of fire. Do take your shots.
All right. I'll give him the whole 9 yards.
God, I love the amount of punishment this guy can dish out now. And we will also post you up in the water,
Head now.
because I want you to cool down. Medusa, we're going to reserve you, as well as myself. Let the Phoenix Hawk move forward a bit. And he unfortunately gets some pretty meaty hits in on the Venom. Now, I had actually intended to fire with my own mech, but I guess this gives me a perfect opportunity to flank around and damage the side that Fang put so much punishment into. And we get his right arm.
Enemy mech. Critical damage detected.
Now, Medusa, We're going to perform a similar maneuver with you.
Move order received.
And unfortunately, you're still fairly overheated as a result of the inferno fluid that was dumped all over your mech. But you still managed to get some good hits in with your pulse laser. Okay. I was really hoping that the technical would not post up right there, but it did. And it was only rocket launchers. We'd no longer have to deal with those, so not a problem.
Ready for orders.
Again, we'll fire a medium pulse laser into its side.
Oh yeah.
And with that, I am content to jump backwards into the tree line there.
Here we go.
And we managed to override the shutdown.
Starting to cook.
Now, we'll continue firing into his flank. Pilot injured.
Enemy
Always a good
critical
thing to
damage
see.
detected.
Now, we'll post up like that.
Standing by.
Fang, I think you have what it takes to put in some more damage into his flank.
Confirmed.
Oh, you have very good % chances to hit. Unfortunately you didn't get his leg.
Target taking a
But
critical
you
hit.
panicked him out, and that's
Wait
as
for
good,
orders.
if not better. So, this gives Blorks full opportunity to take out this technical. Potentially. And some very good hits, again. And, all in all, a very poor return salvo.
Yeah. What can I do you for?
So, we'll just let Blorks eliminate this guy. And that's the mission.
One for the scrap heap.
Mission successful.
Okay, as usual, not many C-bills. No bonus payout, because it was just the one lance we were dealing with, so there were no bonus missions. And everyone comes out of this engagement uninjured and without structural damage, and that is very, very good. And I think we have to take all the Phoenix Hawk salvage that we can. Like, it doesn't matter. We need these parts. They're very valuable to us right now. Unfortunately, we don't get the final piece, but we do get a flamer, a fluid gun, Inferno variant, a medium laser, a medium rifle, a machine gun array, and a heavy machine gun. What does the machine gun array do? Six damage times 10, 2.5 tons, 1 ton, and 6 damage times 6. So essentially, it just has a lot of machine guns strapped into it. Think, I forget the name of that thing. Never mind. Pretend I didn't say anything. And we do manage to get the Fusion Core 270. So that will be worth a lot if we can manage to sell that off. And Thunderbolt 15 as well, and one of the rocket launchers and a heatsink. So overall, a fairly decent haul. Okay, so we are loaded into the persistent map. And we have 4 days worth of repairs for 7,000 C-bills. Yeah, we'll get the crew started on that. I don't think we'll be making any drastic changes to any of our mechs right now. Though we might want to take a look at the Pirate's Bane. which we have an opportunity to do, so we shall do that while we are taking a look at the present state of the storage. So currently we have 3 out of 5 necessary Phoenix Hawk parts in order to assemble a Phoenix Hawk, 2 out of 5 white parts, just 1 Jenner part. It's a standard Jenner variant. We're not too interested in constructing a Jenner, I don't think. So I will scrap this for 53,000. We have 2 out of 5 dagger parts. And daggers are interesting mechs in that I think they have well, first off, they have a quirk of improved defense, stealth, and sensors, so we might want to hang on to these parts, just to get ourselves a somewhat beefier light mech. That, and it also weighs 35 tons, so it has a lot of space, a lot more space than, say, a Locust, a standard Locust. We have 1 Stinger part. Stingers can fit a fair degree of energy weapons, and they have improved cooling. But are we truly interested in Stingers right now? I think we'll hold on to it again. We never know. Standard Locusts. This one actually has improved cooling quirks, but it's only 20 tons, so we will scrap it for 143,000. Now, a bog standard Spider variant, 30 tons. Well, I say bog standard, it is somewhat heavier than a standard Spider. But its weapons roster isn't too impressive, so we're not going to be building one. We have 1 urban mech part. And urban mechs are interesting because for light mechs, they tend to be pretty tanky and beefy. But for now, as much as the Urby memes can be brought about, potentially, I don't think we're all that interested. A standard Locust variant, we absolutely don't care about. And 2 Panther parts. We'll hold on to the Panther parts on the off chance that they and the white chassis might interact funny in the code. So, despite the fact that we only have 2 out of the 5 parts necessary to assemble a white, it might still be based off of the Panther chassis, and so these might be included in the total to build up a white or a Panther, depending on which of the final parts we manage to get. So we will hold on to these. And this gives us a pretty tidy credit boost. Nothing too spectacular, but every bit's a gain. Now, in terms of components, let's go to the store. Oh, the store has updated. So, interestingly, there are a bunch of catapult parts, which, again, are pretty out of reach for us, and, oddly enough, a bunch of Stinger parts. They're being sold fairly cheap, and I am... is this a Stinger? Yes. It's a 30-ton variant, the A6. Okay, let's keep that in mind. This is the 3GB variant. Yeah, we're not interested in these. Not in these parts. There are some urban mech parts. I think even one of the ones that we sold. These ones come with a quirk of improved AC range because this is an urban mech R666 variant. What's pre-ammo? Oh, precision ammo. Okay. Partial? Hot-rodded. Interesting. So all in all, a fairly memey neck here. But, again, we're not interested. And a bunch of Kintaro parts, which we would have loved to have, really, or have the money for. Because this thing is armed to the teeth with missiles, or it can arm itself to the teeth with missiles. And it's possible we want to consider a missile platform as one of our medium mechs. For now, however, the store doesn't really have much in terms of mech parts that we're interested in. So let's look around at what they actually have. A bunch of medium pulse lasers. They're expensive as hell, so let's ignore those for now. Ooh, a breaching cockpit. So breaching cockpits are interesting in that, well, first off, they're expensive as hell, and secondly, they provide you with a bonus called Breacher that ignores cover and guarded status when you're firing with a single weapon at a target. So this would be a perfect mech to throw Decker in, for example, because if you use multi-target, you can still fire off an Alpha Strike, but you can, say, task one weapon onto just a single target, get the bonus from Breacher, and ruin somebody's day. But we're going to ignore that for now because it is really expensive. And we see a bunch of fusion cores, a Guardian ECM. We are going to purchase this, at least one of them, because I want to have them in reserve. I am considering getting a second one. But for the time being, nothing else really interests us, so let's get onto the sales screen. We have an arc welder at our disposal, a flamer we can sell, an inferno fluid gun, and a paint gun. We'll hold on to these because Fang has expressed some interest in the previous video. To use potentially flamers in a build for his for the Pirate's Bane. So we'll hold on to those for now. Haywire EMPs. They weigh a lot. Though they are a good sort of like bonus weapon to have that will make targets easier to hit once we tag them with this. It also impairs heat sinks, and that I think is a new feature. So yeah, we'll hold on to that. The Gauss rifle, I'm considering selling just in order to get oh, this Gauss rifle has a +1 recoil rating. Interesting. I thought Gauss rifles did not suffer from recoil. Well, that would explain a lot of early combat nonsense. have to keep that in mind for the future. But yeah, do we keep it? I think we do. It is a plus marked variant. Heavy PPC, on the other hand, it does 100 damage. The problem is it has massive recoil, and we don't really have a mech to put it on yet. And we could get a tidy 100 thou for it, but let's hold on to weapons. All things considered, we could use them in the future. Or we might have to use them in the future. So, let's look at the more expensive stuff. Yeah. Despite the values of these, the value of these salvages being pretty high on their own, we do not have good enough standing with the faction in order to sell these things off for a proper amount. So all said and told, I think we're going to hang on to these fusion cores for the time being. Yeah, well, this was a bit of a waste of time. Okay. That aside, let's take a quick look at the Locust, or the Pirate's Bane here, and see what kind of nonsense we can fiddle around with. First off, there is the stealth system. It doesn't cost any tonnage. So what happens if we put it on? We just make Fang even more evasive, which is nice. And, man, I would really love to put a Warfare Suite onto here as well, just so that I can have not only the Guardian ECM, but the Warfare Suite as well. Ah, okay. They don't stack. You can't use them in tandem. Well, that's fine. What can we change here then in terms of weapons? Does this improve movement by any chance? No. Okay. Heat efficiency is still fantastic, even in spite of the heat debuffs that this stealth system provides. It does not give us a movement buff. That said, we're not too bent out of shape by this. And the thing we are considering now is swapping out the small lasers in favor of small pulse lasers. The small pulse lasers would be of great benefit in that they have 3 shots as opposed to just the 1, but they do less damage per shot, and we'd effectively be trading 4 dice rolls for 2. And I don't know if that is a good idea right now. Yeah, I'm of the opinion that that is actually a pretty bad idea. Yeah. We'll content ourselves with adding on a stealth system. This will make Fang way more survivable than he has been up until now. And as a result, I think we can be even cockier with his movements across the battlefield. And so, unfortunately, we can't give you any flame weapons. They're just not useful enough, Fang. Sorry. You'll just have to stick with the present machine gun small laser loadout. It is, DPM-wise, the best in your favor right now. Though we might want to swap out a Guardian ECM in favor of... Ooh, no, we don't have the tonnage for that. So never mind. We'd have to drop 1.5 tons worth of gear in order to give you the Warfare Suite. So, yeah, that's it. This is your vehicle. You'll unfortunately have to content yourself with this for now. And like that, we'll move up the Pirates Bay's task up one more level. Set about starting that. And our final order of business, unless we've gotten some more contracts in this system, no we have not, we'll slot in a course on the navigation map, and get started on our move to a new destination in the next episode. So, this is where I'm calling it. Leave a like, leave a comment, leave a subscription, give us some feedback, how we're doing, what would you like to see more of, less of. And with that said, I'll be seeing you on the battlefield. Good day.